Hey guys, Jay here, and today I'm actually going to be putting the convention review and merch stuff in one video instead of two like I normally do. There's not enough here for two videos, so I'm just gonna do it as one. So this is for PAX West. We'll start with the review first, and then I can get into all the stuff that's actually, it's kind of off camera, but whatever. Honestly, it was fine this year. We didn't have any problems. Staff was really nice this year. We didn't have any problems with anyone at all. So that was awesome. We didn't do autographs this year because of how they ran it last year. We did ask somebody in the info booth if they knew if that's how they were running it again, just like they did last year, which if you didn't watch my review last year, what they did was they had it in one room. They had three voice actors from the same thing. It was the voice actors for Aerith, Tifa, and Yuffie from Final Fantasy VII Remake. And instead of just going one by one, you had to go through a big snaked line, right? So it like went back and forth like that. And then once you got at the end of that line, you had to go to one voice actor. When you got done with that one voice actor, normally you'd go to the next one and then the next one. No, they made you go from one voice actor back to the back of the snaked line, go back through that line, go to the next one, go back through the line again, and then get the third one, which made no sense. And even the people at the info booth were like, yeah, that's stupid. That's not how that should be working. And I was telling them how I cussed the guy out last year for trying to justify it to me and telling me that's how all the other conventions do it, when no, it is not. So yeah, they understood, but they didn't know how it was run this year. So, and I didn't go over there because I was just like, if they're doing it the same, then I'm not going to bother. And they probably are. So I don't know. So I just didn't even bother trying. So it wasn't really worth it. I only wanted two, but I'm not going to wait in those type of lines for two voice actors when it's two lines that I don't have to wait through normally that are that long. So technically that's two lines each, the big line and then the little line. There's no reason to do that. So the way they did it before was fine, but then last year they messed it up. So, and then I don't know. Anyway, other than that, there was nothing. So I didn't do anything else. The staff wasn't yelling at people. There wasn't anything happening. We did have the problem with the detectors because, and I'm calling them detectors because they said they're not metal detectors, and they actually showed us because we were confused on why it was going off if we had nothing that should be going off. And because like this shoulder was going off as Dante. There's nothing on that shoulder. I had my sword on, so it comes on this side, on my right side. It'll be on the left of the camera, I think, or something. But it'll be this side where the sword is. And it was showing a boxer on my left shoulder as if there was something hidden in my left shoulder. Took the sword off, and it stopped going off. We don't know what happened. So, whatever. And they were trying to tell me, like, they think maybe it saw through this way, but it was only, it had a box, like a three-dimensional box around my shoulder, my left shoulder. There was nothing there. I don't understand. So it's whatever. And they showed me the video of me going through and it detecting the shoulder. And then once I took the sword off, only the sword and nothing else. Like, I put my bag down, obviously. But when I had just the sword and went through, it detected my shoulder. And when it took just the sword off, it stopped detecting, even though it wasn't on that shoulder. It made no sense. I don't understand. Also, if it's supposed to see shapes, it doesn't do very well. I had two giant guns on the side, my two foam pistols that he has. They're friggin' huge cannon guns. And Atlas, his went off, and they said it was something under here, and it was definitely they said it could notice the shape. So we don't understand what happened because we thought it was the jacket because he has metal on it. But they said that wouldn't set it off. It was the shapes. So if his gun set it off, why did my two not set it off? That doesn't make any sense. But whatever. They were helpful with us with that. They were showing us why it was going off and being like, oh, you may have to take this off. We can try this. They weren't yelling at us or anything, even though it was taking a little bit. So they were being patient with us. So that was good. And they're kind of laughing with us like, oh, it was that? That's weird. They're like, I don't know. Even the guy, actually it was a girl, I think, who was showing me the iPad looking thing, the tablet that had the video on it. She's like, I have no idea, honestly. It was like that. So they were cool about it. It was nice and easy. Weirdly enough, the ones in the entrance didn't do that, but the ones In the ones in the entrance to the Arch building didn't do that, but the ones in the entrance to the Summit building did, even though they're supposed to be the same thing. And it was the same cosplay. So I have no idea what happened. And it was on the same day. I don't know. Anyway, other than that, nothing really happened. Atlas got to play Borderlands 4, which is the one he wanted to play. That's the thing he wanted to do this year, so he got to do that. There was 3 booths doing it, and 2 of them had really low lines. Switch and the Razer booth, weirdly enough, the Razer gaming PC stuff, they both had versions of it to play, and nobody knew. So the Borderlands one was just covered with people, like huge hours-long wait lines, like multiple hours. And then Nintendo had like 2 people in line, and the Razer booth, we were there to do stuff anyway. So we're like, screw it, we'll just do it here. And it took like 30 minutes because they had to, finish the demo with the other people, and there was only 2 stations. So it took a little longer, but whatever. But it was nice and fast, and that's what he wanted to do, and he got to do it. So that works. I didn't want to play anything. I didn't care this year. There was no Square Enix games to play as far as I could tell. I didn't see Square Enix anywhere, but people said they were doing something there, but they didn't seem to have a booth, so whatever. And that's all I would have cared about. As well as there aren't any other games that I wanted to play in the first place. There's nothing out right now or coming out that I really care about. Kind of wanted to play Pokemon ZA or whatever, it's AZ or Z, I don't remember which one it is. But that wasn't going to happen. I already knew that wasn't going to happen because that line was going to be huge, and it was like capped almost the whole time. So whatever. I'm not really worried about it. Yeah, so review is just like, yeah, okay, cool. We don't know if we're going next year. Not because of like negativity or anything like it was in like the past, where we're like, we might not go back because of this. We might not go back because we might be doing other stuff. So depending on what happens next year, we might do something that changes our schedule around. So we might not be able to go. So that just might happen. We might not be able to get the days off and things like that. So we don't know what's happening. So yeah, that's pretty much the review. Nothing really happened. We just kind of went and walked around. So whatever. People loved our cosplay. That was pretty cool. We got more pictures this year than we did last year, and we did Devil May Cry 5 last year as well. And on the same day, Saturday, and we got way more attention this time. We got a lot last time, but we got way more this time. We also did a couple of the photo booth things. But the one here, I'll put it over to the side here. I did it as Dante. He did one as Nero, but I don't have that picture because it's on his phone. If he gives it to me, maybe I'll post it. I don't know. But we did some other stuff on Sunday, but I brought my guitar and a little amp to play around. And everybody loved that. So that was fun. People were like, oh, you jam out for us a little bit. So I would do that a little bit with them. So it was pretty fun. But yeah, other than that, that's the review. Review over, I guess. So like I always say in these, I don't give them a grade or a number, like a star rating or anything like that. I tell you what happened with me when I went, and then I let you decide if you want to go. So yeah, if you want to go, go. If you don't, don't. It's also expensive. Yeah, by the way, this year was $70 plus tax a day. So it was like 77 something after tax. Yeah, for one day. So, and we went Saturday, Sunday. So it was $150 plus tax. Or like, 140 plus tax. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, let's move on to the things I bought. Barely anything. Do 2 free things that I got real quick. One is weird. The other one is funny. And that depends on which order you want to put these in, because both of them can be weird and funny at the same time. So, we ran into a really, really good Zelda cosplayer. I might post a video up here just so you can see because it's so good. And they were with a whole bunch of Koroks. And I don't think they knew each other because later on I saw the same Zelda are not around any of them. So I think they all just ran into each other and they just got some pictures. And I asked for video and whatever. One of the Koroks gave me poop. It is a little emoji smiling poop. If you've played Breath of the Wild, you would know that when you collect all of the Korok seeds, which I believe there's 900 of them, you go to the big Korok guy, Hesta, I believe it's called, and he gives you the prize for getting all of it, and it's just a gold piece of poop. And that's it. And the biggest waste of time in gaming ever. So they were just handing it out because of the joke of that. And then the info booth had a bunch of, I don't know if these are resin casted. They look resin casted. They're not, they're definitely not resin, I don't know, they might be resin printed, but I don't think they are because they're smooth. But they are, or they could be glass. I don't think so. They're little axolotls, and this is impossible to show on the camera, so I have to do a close-ups. And I don't even know how well I'm going to be able to do that, because cameras and focus and close-up like that without a macro lens is insane. But he's a little guy, and he's like a turquoise-ish, aquamarine-ish, pinkish color. I don't know, I'm colorblind. And then his whatever are yellow. So Atlas got one that was clear, basically, like it was more clear and blue. And he called them Windex. So he named it, because we like to name our little things that we get for free like this. I have 2 other 3D printed axolotls that are like the articulating kind that you can get at a lot of 3D printed booths. And one is red and one is silver. So I named one Knuckles the Echidna axolotl, and the other one is Silver the Hedgehog axolotl, just because it was funny. And then, and he named his Sonic because he got a blue one. And then, so he named his of these Windex, and I named mine Clorox because he looks like Clorox bleach. I don't know. And he's got the yellow, like I think the bleach's color is yellow on the diamond or whatever thing on the logo. But yeah, so I named him Clorox because of that, because it was funny. And then 4 other free things that we got. We went to a booth for Obakedoro 2. Never heard of this. It's on Nintendo Switch 2. Chase and Seek. I've never played this game. We didn't even actually do anything there. But we were walking by, and they were giving these things out, these pictures, just to have pictures out, just to do that. And then I was showing it off on camera, and you're supposed to play the game, I think, to get the fan. And we were talking about how we were hot, and I was like, oh my God, I would love that fan right now. I need it. And she's like, well, you put us on the thing. And she was like showing the game logo and stuff. And she was like, you showed us off on your camera, so I'll give you the free thing. I was like, oh, cool. Okay. So we got to use these the rest of the day. That was nice. It was really hot. So that was really cool. Too bad that was after the hottest part of the day, but whatever, because we were in a big crowd for a giveaway from Lenovo, and it was hot over there, and we could have used this. That would have been really nice. But once we left there, we found them. But yeah, we also got two technically other free things that we couldn't bring home with us, and that was shots of 5-hour energy. They gave us 2 shots. I literally told them, you could give me like 20 of these and I will go to sleep, because caffeine does nothing to me. So it was funny. They were like, holy crap, that's bad. They were like, that's probably like a thing you got to see the doctor about. I'm like, it's whatever. But yeah, so there's just a little postcard from the game, or a little poster of some kind, little artwork, and the fan. And then the last 2 things were our lanyards. The one is the PAX lanyard that you get from PAX themselves. They always give out a lanyard for a game at PAX. And so they're just laying out on a table in a big pile that you can grab from. And they're Mortal Kombat ones. So they're for Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. It's for, you get, I think, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3. I don't remember. But they were giving it for that. Essential games from the early years. Yeah, so it was the original, the old school, like 16-bit Mortal Kombat games. It's just a collection they came out with. And then there was another booth that I don't know what the heck they are, but they had a spinning wheel where you could spin the wheel and then it lands on something. Mine landed on backpack. So it was like one of those drawstring backpacks where it's just like the strings, and it's like you know what I mean. It's a drawstring backpack. You can get them from like Adidas and Nike and stuff. But Atlas got the lanyard, and I collect lanyards, doesn't matter what they're from. And so he traded me because he actually can use the bag. So he doesn't really need the lanyard. I don't need it either. I just collect them, and I have a bag full of them just in case I ever need it. But yeah, so I did that. The rest of the stuff I bought, this was the one thing that I'm mad about. I paid $35 for this damn shirt, and it doesn't fit. This is my size. Somehow it doesn't fit. So this is a shirt of the high school. This is really hard to do. The high school logo, the Gekukan school logo from Persona 3. There we go. You can see it now. Yeah. I've wanted this shirt for a while, and every time we've gone by them in the past like 3 years, it's at the Sanshi booth. So it's either just last year or the year before that. They when we were going by, I had seen it. I was like, oh yeah, I want to go buy that. And they didn't have my size in stock any of the times that we did that. So, and then whenever I remembered, they just never had it in stock. They finally said they had one in stock, bought one, and you couldn't try it on. It was in a package. You had to keep it in the package. You can only take it out if you open it, or if they happen to have your size on the display. But the display one was a small. That was not going to happen. So there's nothing I can do. It was a waste of $35. It fits really small. So just know that at Sanshi, if you see their booth anywhere, their clothes run small. So buy a size higher than normal. Speaking of, there's another one. This one does fit. So this is glitch gear, and I know these fit correctly because Atlas has one, and it fits him to the size that he normally wears, so I know they fit. This one is Mountain Mew. So it's Mountain Dew, but with Mew from Pokemon. So that is like their thing. They do joke ones where they make a play on words or pun of some kind with something. So a lot of them are Pokemon. So they have like McDonald's, and it's like a muck with the McDonald's logo. Or Chipotle is Charpotle, and it's a Charmander in the logo. So that kind of thing. They do that. And then there's only 3 things left, and we bought these all at the same booth. Which booth was this? This doesn't say the... Yep, it is Shark Robot. Nice. It's the official place that sells Has-Been and Hell of a Boss merch. Or at least Hell of a Boss. I don't know if they sell Has-Been, but they sell Hell of a Boss stuff. And so, I mean, you can see it. This is a Fizzaroli plushie. This was the last one. This was the display one. We bought it Sunday right before we left. And then... see, what we did was we saw from Hell of a Boss, Stolas, the owl, we found his grimoire. Basically, it's not the right colors, but it's close enough. We found a red one with what looked like gold around it or something, but there was a black one with red around it, and it's supposed to be purple with, I don't remember. I think it's purple with gold around it is what it's supposed to be. But it was like black and red was close enough, so screw it. Because the Atlas eventually wants to cosplay Blitz. But he wants that, and we weren't sure, and those are the right size. So it was a little sketchbook, so we can like mess around and draw in it or something. He'll probably let me draw in it. But we bought that, and then immediately I noticed some pins. They had Dragon Ball Z pins, and Gohan's my favorite character, so these are going right up with all my Dragon Ball stuff. So I got Teen Gohan Super Saiyan 1 and regular adult Gohan. After, basically, that's Ultimate Gohan, because that's when he gets Goku's outfit from Kibito. So that's after he gets his mystic powers. But, yeah, so I got these 2, and then I bought Fizz. Then I went over and noticed the Fizz, and I was like, yep, buying that. This was $25, which, no, wait. Was it 15? I don't remember. No, I think this was 15, which was a really good price for a small thing like this. And these were 1 for $10 or 3 for $25. So you got $5 off if you bought 3, and I wanted 2. So I was like, I might as well just buy the 3rd one at $5 and give it to Atlas. Why not? And so he got, holy crap, what did he get? I don't remember. If I remember, I might put it down here what he got, but it's whatever. Yeah, anyway, that's everything I got from the convention. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 things I paid for, and 3, 4, 5, 6 things that I got for free. So yeah, honestly, that's the least I've ever gotten from a convention, I think. Even from one-day conventions, I get more than that. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video. So the vlogs will come out after this. There'll be 2 vlogs from the convention because I went for 2 days. There will not be a CMV because there was not enough cosplayers to film. So that didn't happen. But yeah, so enjoy those videos when they come out. That'll be it for this video. So if you like it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys later.